Greetings. Today is March 1st, the feast of St. David of Wales, the patron saint of the Welsh people. I'm bringing that to your attention because I think we can learn from St. David a good many things that could help us on this Lenten journey and give us something to think about. St. David is to the Welsh people what St. Patrick is to the Irish. He evangelized Wales and brought the gospel far and wide throughout the region. St. David could have had a life of leisure, a life of power, a life of prestige. He was born into a very, very wealthy and esteemed family in Wales. But no, he turned all that aside in his early 20s and became a monastic. So moved were people by his example and his commitment to them that he became the Archbishop of all of Wales. Not a bad way to go. But let's learn from St. David. He would only drink water. No ale, no beer, which they had in the monastery on certain occasions. He only committed to water. He felt it was pure and simple. We have clean water. That's not a problem for many of us. But how about for those who don't? One of the Lenten things we could undertake as a task in the spirit of St. David is to commit to a clean water project. Go online. There's plenty of water charities to bring water to those near and far in need. That would be a good way to live into the spirit of St. David. Secondly, in terms of David's call to simplicity, he was very simple about his diet. He simply had bread and vegetables. That was it. Now, I'm not suggesting that we only eat bread and vegetables. We have a pretty robust diet. But what David was trying to do was keep things simple and not have a life of complexity. We live in a very complex world. What are some of the things that we could get out of our diet of complexity that'll help us see God? Each day, we could do that, a small act of kindness. Pay it forward, as they say. And then lastly, a life of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for giving me this day when I open my eyes. And before I close my eyes at night, thank you, Lord, for the day that's passed with all the challenges and opportunities that have come with it. And also, please let me make amends for those times I may have failed. Those simple prayers, very short, very pointed, show what it means to live a life of grace in a complex world. In his final sermon on the day he died, David of Wales said these words. He said, number one, he said, always be joyful. Number two, be faithful in the Lord. And number three, persevere in acts of kindness every day. Not a bad motto to live by. Perhaps that's a motto we could live by this Lent. And that's something to think about.